Hey, what's up everybody? How's it going today? Today is Sunday, October 16th, 2022. And a lot of you guys been asking me, what do I prefer more, ink or spray paint or mean streaks or scratching or what? And I'm going to be truthful with you. I've went through different phases. During the subway era and early on, hell, straight through the whole thing, I just loved ink, doing insides. Big fat markers I'd make myself with ink. Normally marsh ink. By the time I was really heavily active, Flowmaster was already kind of like discontinued, not being used. So yeah, I was big on the marsh ink. I would use the Garvey supermarket ink also on the insides. Mix it up. Hit the insides with that. Take the cans of marsh or stick them down my waist here. That's pretty much what I like to do. I would get those cans of marsh ink for $7.50, I think, down there. Tunnel Arts, I believe it was called, on Canal Street. I used to get them down there. I used to have places to actually steal the supermarket ink. Yeah, behind a cigarette machine at this Flag supermarket, and Sloan's also over on 67, 66 on First. I had a bunch of little places I'd be able to get a couple little bottles of this Garvey ink and stuff. But yeah, I would actually buy the marsh ink, mix it in there. When I hit the sixes, I would just use the marsh, different kind of line. Six is like an IRT. You want that shiny black. Jet black. You don't want no flat looking shit. You know, you want to come correct. Yeah. Sixes weren't that dogged either. Sixes, not many people were hitting them. But, yeah. For the subways, markers on the insides. And like I've explained, if I wasn't doing that, I like to do big whole cars. Big blockbusters, the whole side of a train. Or fill-ins here and there. Never really my cup of tea. But, all right. Now, when it comes to the streets, spray paint, yeah. I did use marker a few times. I remember once with D3 and Sash, maybe. I think Sash. D3 Pace. I don't remember. There was a couple of us, man. I remember we were goofing around. I know D3 didn't go to Wagner, but there was a few of us that were from Wagner, junior high school, and we cut out of school and we went down to 33rd Street off the FDR Drive. There used to be these HBO. HBO was like a HBO TV, Showtime, cable TV. Well, they used to have these little HBO pickup trucks that would drive all around the neighborhood, and it would have HBO on it. It would have like a rainbow coming out of like a light switch or something like that, like their logo, HBO. Home Box Office, that's what it stands for. HBO Theater, the channel, HBO on TV. They had a whole messy little like Jimmy pickup trucks. They were almost like these little rats. A little pickup truck. On the back it would have that logo. I remember once or twice we went down there, we hit a whole fucking parking lot of them things off the river there. Where they used to park the Con Edison trucks. 30th Street, 31st, 32nd, 29th, yeah, and now it's all gone. It's, yeah, it hasn't. Well, the Con Ed site is completely gone. I don't think it's over there. I think there's still part of it down right when you come off 14th Street and you go as east as you can to a point where you're almost riding into the river. You can't because it's a dead end, and that's the Con Ed building there. That's where it would end, right there. And up the whole river there, they used to have the Con Ed trucks. And we would catch them shits with markers. Yeah, just blue and white, like Con Edison trucks, like for the electric company in the city. They would drive around. We'd catch them things, and they were used to last back then, especially when you're hitting them shits with fucking marsh ink. Also, up a little bit further from that, in the same parking lot, they would have the HBO trucks, where they would drive around and do HBO. It's a cable network channel, New York City, HBO. It's pretty popular. I don't know how else to explain it. HBO, they have a bunch of shit, man. Like they play movies and stuff. Cable company, I guess would be the term. But they used to have the little trucks so we'd run around with the markers. Now, also, when they first came out with these city bikes, I hit, when they had brought out 6,000 of them, the year that they brought out 6,000 of those city bikes, that summer I rode on 2,000 of them. Yeah, I rode on 2,000 of them. I would catch 80 to 100 a night. I would go over to John Jay College, and I'd catch 40 or 50 right there, and then I would go down the block, you know, John Jay Community College for law. I'd go over there. Then Columbus Circle, I would catch another 40 of them. Yeah, then up on the east here, 54th and 1st, right there near Petco, near the UN building. Yeah, just what I would do was I would actually have a marker filled with marsh ink, and I would catch the tags on them fucking things. And I kept catching it in the same exact spot too, right where it goes down on the fender. Boom, like that. Not where the sticker is. I would do it right down on the bottom part of the frame. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. I got pictures of it, but the only pictures I have of it, I did it with green spray paint. So, I don't know. I might have, no, actually someone did send me pictures of a whole row of them that I just done, I think. I forget who it was. That was over near St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital. I'd catch them over there too. Anyway, in one summer, I caught 2,000 of them fucking things. Yeah, I was keeping a diary and everything of it. Man, I caught 2,000 of them shits in one fucking summer. And then the winter came along, they didn't need as many of those city bikes out. So they pulled them all back in, cleaned them. Boom, by the winter time, it was all gone. And I never fucked with them again, really. Yeah, you know. No, that was the year they first came out. I remember that. Actually, I got the marsh ink and from, I believe, Sammy, D3. He had a can of that shit and he gave it to me. A big thing of this black marsh ink with the gold label around it. Yeah, he gave it to me. I think we were trading for something or another. And he would get the bottles of the pilot ink, too, the good pilot ink. But yeah, I would use that. Now, the reason we're talking about this is because there is an old picture of an RD tag, and you can see it's flooded, dripping down like this. And that is with ink, and that's after the trains died. But that's like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. That's when I was living in Staten Island, like that KRUE, and most of them writers, that's like the Staten Island ferry terminal, like in an area where you're really not allowed to go, I believe, that I did that tag. If not, that might be on Nassau and John Street train station. I like to hit with the mops in the train stations. That would be good. You got real good spots, but then it's so dirty and stuff. So, yeah, I fuck with them. But my mainstay after the trains died, I couldn't do it on subways no more. Pretty much spray paint. Although, I did jump in on that craze also with garbage trucks. The white garbage trucks, everyone was killing them up in Harlem and shit like that. And I did jump in on them with a nice fat marker too. To the point where I was just like, fuck it, let me just do the whole sides of them and shit like that, you know. And just do big bubble letters on them with monster faces and stuff like that. Plus I'd catch them clean too, the garbage trucks. So I started switching to paint. But yes, I have rode on them white garbage trucks with flooded marsh ink mops, yeah. Other than that, I jumped around with RE once or twice. I remember he would buy these weird markers or people would give them to him or something like that. Real flooded city mop and this and that and black this and tar and all these crazy magic markers. He'd say, yo, we got to try this one out. My friend says it's a good one. And we try them out, they'd be good, but I mean, not like, you know, a marker's a marker. As long as the fucking thing writes and drips and the shit's on there pretty good, man. It works, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, I think someone up in Canada or something, someone was giving him these real markers that were actually made by companies. Almost like the Crink ink markers and shit like that. I remember Diablo too, yeah, that was it, through FE. Passed away also. RE passed away. They were good friends. That's right. I think somewhere through FE with the silver Diablo ink, and he would have that, and he'd get these weird things of black ink, and we'd fuck with it. We'd fuck with it. You know, we'd have a can on us, and we'd spray paint. Me and RE, we'd be out there doing tags and shit. Sometimes we'd literally just walk around like he would have a marker in the car, and we'd walk around like normal around like you would have the porno movies and stuff like that, like the Deuce, like the last couple of real raunchy blocks over there. Just catch some nice tags around there and shit, you know, something like that. Maybe around right near the Port Authority, that one little block. I remember we did it. Yeah, whatever. Over there, all the little, you put the token in the theaters and stuff. I like getting those blocks, real seedy shit. It's good spots to have. Brings back memories, you know? But I would hit the streets with spray paint, dominantly spray paint. I liked the Rust-Oleum spray paint, the white, of course, with just. Later on, I did enjoy the green with that touchy shit, that new kind of Rust-Oleum they came out with, 2 times touch or whatever the fuck they call it. I know I got a can around here somewhere. But you guys know what I'm talking about. They come out with all them fruity colors. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. The new Rusto, 2 times, this, that. Yeah, those are pretty good. But I dig the big fat ones, man. I like those big silvers, the pounds. I like shit like this. What is this? This is the crate thing here, too. Yeah, stuff like this. Fucking great. Yeah, love it. Yeah. Now, I do believe a lot of these big cans that I have a lot of that around, too. But a lot of these big silvers, they're not as long-lasting as back in the days of the Rust-Oleums and the Bright, Krylon, dull aluminum and all that shit. I know I can never say that word right. Aluminum. You know, like I don't know. I can't say the word right. Aluminum. I never was able to say that word. Yeah, that was good shit. The dull aluminum and the Rust-Oleum. They had some good silvers too. But these new silvers that they make, yeah, they're not as permanent. They go dull quicker. But then again, the spots don't last like back in the days either. So it's kind of a toss-up. I think it works good, man. You fuck it, yeah. It works. I mean, you know, that shit'll be there real nice and fast and thick and crisp and clean. Yeah, and it'll be there for hot, man. It'll be there until they buff it. You know, I mean, there are still spots that go. And I've had a lot of experience with that silver shit. And for what I was using it for in the tunnels, just catching tags and shit, it didn't matter, man, because ain't no sunlight gonna hit it. There's nothing there to really make it fade. You'll have water rot and stuff like that, maybe corrosion and phosphorus and shit like that build up and stuff that might actually decay the wall and fuck up the tag. But other than that, yeah, it was good stuff, that silver down there. I still did prefer, just money-wise, because I like the silver Rust-Oleums, like these brands here, but in silver. And when I was doing the tunnels, and with that actual cap too, but this happens to be a black, but these silvers with that cap too. That's how I like to do it personally. I believe it's more permanent. Yeah, but yeah, that was my take on it. What else? Yeah, so in the streets, I prefer to use spray paint. I would not shy away from them big fancy cans, the pounds and the big silvers and stuff. I love them all. Yeah, they serve their purpose for what they're good at. I also enjoy doing like, like 2007. I would go on these little areas in time in my life where I would just start to do, I'd get like a chill spot. Like up in the Bronx there when I was living up there at 728. Costa Street. I'd go down the block, a few blocks. You had the freight train yard up there. And I wouldn't necessarily ride on the freight side. There would be all these dead tracks up there and stuff. And, you know, I'd accumulate spray paint and stuff like that. A little spray here, that, this, that. I would even do artwork on canvases and have a couple of cans. And I used to like to get a nice little spot of wall and sit there and fuck around with it and do stuff like I'll put the pictures on like the Looney Tunes, the vulture, like my mama done told me. Yeah, stuff like that. I did the Cope 2 character down there. You know, little spots like that I like. It's nice to get like a little enclave in the world that's yours and you can just sit there and tweak shit. And, you know, you can actually hang out, smoke a nice fat joint and just chill and like paint something nice on a wall. That's always been nice. I always enjoyed that. You know, nice quiet little spot. Who gives a fuck if anyone sees it type shit? Yeah, that's always been tranquil to me. I haven't enjoyed a spot like that in quite some time. The city's all fucked up now. Behind the heliport here, a lot of you guys mentioned, man, that shit's all fucked up, man. it's gone pretty much. They chunked out the wall. They took big chunks of the wall. It's gone. You got security down there 24/7. They're actually building a waterways taxi. It's going to be a big water, like a ferry stop, where people can enter and exit the ferry right there. That's what that's going to be. So yeah, that's gone, and it's, I'm getting old. It's kind of hard to travel nowadays, and my bicycle and stuff like that, and carrying bags of paint and shit to go to a spot to do something, Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're really microed out here in Manhattan. Ain't like back in the days. I was young. I'd do that shit right under the fucking microscope. I ain't give a fuck. Times are different now. They know who I am. I've been caught, so it's not that easy. But yes, I do like that. A few times I might go out far, Long Island, something like that. A few of my friends or something like that. I might go out. They know a wall behind some shopping center or some shit like that. Or some little bridge in the middle of fucking nowhere or something. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, trackside, stuff like that. Those are nice little things to do. They're always fun, memorable. Now it really is all about pictures when you talk about stuff like that. All right, people, take care of yourselves. I don't even know what to call this episode, man. Yeah, what do I prefer? Ink, what, this, that. So I pretty much broke it down. I've used just about every medium that I've ever known to use as far as it goes with graffiti. I've used markers. I've used spray paint. I've used mean streaks. I've used little pieces of rocks and fucking drill bits for carving my name and stuff like that. Did that whole thing. Did the wheat paste thing. Did stickers. Yeah, I've done it all. Dust tags and dust spots and all that. Yeah, I can't think of nothing much that I haven't done. Acid. You fucked with the acid, bad stuff on the bus windows with RE. There's actually one of them winding up in a video. Kelly, R. Kelly, or some fucking, I don't know. 8th Street, Astor Place. John Legend. I think it's John Legend. 8th Street, Astor Place. You see there, the 6 train subway station that goes down. The window. RE. Boom. Then you see RD backwards. It's backwards because I was on the other side of the window. I was looking out for him. I happened to be there. The pane was broke underneath, so he just passed it to me. And I caught it like that. While he was looking this way through the window, that way, I'm looking through the window this way. It was the bottom piece of the grate that was broke. I remember it like it was yesterday. And that's how we did those tags. And it wound up, I believe it was a Brian Legend video. 8th Street, St. Mark's Place, Astor Place. Kmart used to be there. You have that's right where that big spinning cube. Starbucks. Yeah, that's what that video was. And yeah, that's me. That's my tag, and that's RE's tag that's in that video. I believe that's who it was. Ledger. I think he married to what's his face? Not his face, her face. Mariah Carey. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, yeah, that guy who wears a funny hat sometimes, I think. Yeah, Pharaoh one. But yeah, his video, you'll see the RE and the RD, and that's that acid bath stuff. Yeah. All right, people, take care of yourselves. I pretty much did it all. Yeah. I mean, wet cement. Yeah. Write my name in wet cement with a stick or something, a key in my pocket. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Woo.